If he texts you back after 3 days of silence, that's not effort. If she watches your stories but never checks in, that's not care. And if someone doesn't cheat, doesn't ghost, or doesn't lie, that's not love. That's the bare minimum. Hey everyone, this is your certified Heart Detox King. I'm Jemz, and welcome back to Heart Detox. Let's go. Today's episode is for the ones who've been clapping for consistency that never existed. It's for the ones who say, but at least they tried, when in reality, they barely showed up. This is where we stop mistaking crumbs for care and we finally raise the bar. Now, let's dive in. Let's define it clearly. What is the bare minimum really? Ano ba talaga yun? The bare minimum is basic human decency. It's effortless effort. It's the emotional version of brushing your teeth. Basic, right? So, what are those? Texting back, being honest, not cheating, respecting your boundaries, making time instead of excuses, not disappearing just to reappear when they are bored. These are not signs of deep love. These are prerequisites for any kind of connection, may it be romantic or not. Kumbaga sa trabaho, ito yung required to apply, hindi pang employee of the month. And if someone can't even meet that, then what the hell are you still celebrating? Now, let's be specific. Here replies after 3 days with, hey, what's up? And you smile because at least he remembered you exist. She doesn't block you, but she also never initiates. And you convince yourself, well, at least we're still cool. But here's the thing. You're not excited. You are starving. Starving for effort. Starving for clarity. Starving for real presence. You've been emotionally malnourished for so long that even crumbs started to feel like a feast. And here's the raw part. You didn't just lower your standards randomly. They were programmed that way. Maybe you never had a model for what more looks like. Maybe you saw your parents or friends settle for silence. Or maybe you learned early that love meant tiisin mo na lang. So now, when someone shows up, even halfway, like when they text you back, when they remember your birthday, or when they don't cheat, you act like they moved mountains. Pero ang totoo, they just didn't treat you like shit. And you're already calling that love. Well, fam, that's a low bar to be exact. And it's time we raise the bar. So, what does real love actually feels like? Let's paint the picture. Real love doesn't just show up when it's easy. It stays even when it's inconvenient. It remembers the small things, not because you begged, but because they care. They ask how you are and actually listen. They clarify, not confused. They show up with energy, not just availability. They respect your boundaries without making you explain to them 3 times. Real love doesn't feel like anxiety you need to decode. It feels like peace you didn't know was possible. And it doesn't make you feel like you're asking for too much. It makes you realize you were asking the right person. Now, let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt genuinely considered, not entertained? When was the last time someone chose you without conditions? And what would change if you stopped being impressed by the basics? Because here's the truth. Every time you clap for the bare minimum, you teach them that your heart runs cheap. And every time you lower the bar just to keep them, you convince yourself that less is all you're worth. But you're not hard to love, my friend. You've just been loving people who only give you the minimum they can get away with. Now, say this with me. I am not hard to love. I will no longer celebrate effort that should have been basic. I deserve intentional love, not convenient attention. I will not shrink to keep someone who only gives me the minimum. And now, my new standard is presence, peace, and clarity. Now, if this episode hit you deep, that's your heart waking up from emotional malnutrition. You weren't overreacting, you were under receiving. And if you're done calling crumbs a connection, check out my Heart Detox Volume 1 ebook bundle. It has situationship is situationship and the emotional algorithm. They will walk you through the patterns, the pain, and the power that comes when you finally raise your bar. You may visit heartdetoxbyjemz.com, click the Read Now button, and start your detox for real this time. And also, don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube and follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you won't miss any of our episodes. Until next time, my friend, protect your heart. Not everyone deserves access to it. And you weren't too much. You were just finally realizing that they weren't giving enough. Again, this is your certified Heart Detox King. I'm Jemz, and this has been your Heart Detox. And we're just getting started. Talk to you soon.